there. Welcome to Professor Purl, a YouTube channel about knitting. I'm Nicole, and this is episode 34. You can find me as Prof Purl on Instagram and Ravelry. There's a Ravelry group for this channel, and everything I'll talk about today is linked below. Okay, I have a really fun finished object to talk about. I have maybe the wackiest work in progress I've ever worked on, and it's really wacky and cool, and I can't wait to share about it. And we have a Makealong on this channel coming up. So the details about that will be shared. Lots of fun things. So let's hop into the finished objects. I have one finished object today, and it's an epic unblocked finished object. I need to block it still. That's why I keep kind of pulling on the sleeves a little bit. I purposely finished my sleeves a little bit short, so when it blocks, it'll be like perfect length. So this is the Heritage Harbor cardigan designed by Samantha, Guerin Designs. It was a test knit and I finished it late. However, so good. Like, this is such a classic sweater, and I feel like I will wear it when I'm like 90 years old. I've talked about it on previous episodes, so I won't go into all the details, but I will say quickly, it's knit out of DK weight yarn. And it was designed to be two colors. So you imagine a cream in one color. But I used a MadTosh 2021 12 Days of MadTosh, kind of like little mini skeins. So when I last recorded, I had one sleeve left to go and I wasn't sure what to do. So you can see I did not do matching sleeves. And then some people were like, that would just drive me crazy. They are matching up top where your eye is. See how that matches? This is called maybe Space Cowboy, Terracotta. Oh, I'm surprised by my memory on these. I don't remember. But basically once I got down to here, so basically the whole sweater, all this on the body, and then up here were unique colors in the MadTosh. There's 13 of those. So there's 12 days MadTosh, but 13 mini skeins. And so they were all unique colors, but I needed two more for the sleeves. So for this sleeve, I had Matilda, my 5-year-old, and my husband Kyle draw each out, close her eyes and, I have them here, and draw a little yarn out of this bag. And that's what popped out. So my question was, should I do this exact same thing on the other sleeve? And no, I didn't. I just thought it would be fun to have them do that again. And so Kyle drew this one and Matilda drew this one. And so they're exactly the same, but the last two stripes, which is a little bit eccentric and quirky, and I like it. I just think I think it looks kind of cool that looks like it's totally a symmetric sweater, but just kidding, it's not. And I love it. And I think why not if it's a handmade thing? And so I love that aspect of it. And it reminds me of the probabilistic, what's gonna happen. And I love these colors, so it was fun to kind of see what they drew out. I was hoping somebody would draw this color or this color, because I love pink. So I was hoping Kyle or Matilda would draw the pink so I'd have another stripe of pink, but Kyle drew the purple, and purple is Matilda's favorite color. So that's really fun. The other fun thing about this sweater is it was yarn that I had in my collection for a very long time. The little minis were from 2021. The cream yarn I had in my collection since before my 5-year-old was born. Maybe even before she was an idea. So yeah, I don't even know. Maybe this yarn is 6 or 7 years old, the cream. And so yeah, I really enjoyed making something from my yarn collection that I had for a long time. And then making something that's really classic. I feel like this sweater is something I will wear for a really, really long time. So I'm really excited about that. I'm wearing it unblocked because I would like to buy color catchers. So when you wet block, if you have like a light color, like a cream, next to, let's say, a dark brown or a red, you don't necessarily want this yarn to bleed into the cream. Like, it could be a concern. And so you can use color catchers to help. Of course, it still could happen, but to maybe help prevent that. So I will wet block it once I get some color catchers. I did all the nice finishes on this because I could just tell this was a sweater that I will be wearing for a lifetime. And so I wanted to do all the nice finishes. So I did tubular bind off on the sleeves here. Some people do the Italian bind off, which has a similar finish. The tubular looks a little bit different because you technically do some double knitting prior to doing the Italian bind off. That creates a tube. So that's why it's like a tubular bind off. And I did that on the bottom. And then, you know, the pattern had an option to do a regular collar, just like 2x2 cast off, or a folded over collar. So I was like, I might as well do the folded over collar. Sensory wise, that doesn't bother me. I know it can bother some people. It feels fine on me. I double like a folded over collar, and I think it looks really good. It's that similar kind of rolled edge. I would say the only modification I did on that neckline is the pattern says to sew it down, and I try to avoid sewing and seaming with my yarn as much as possible, which will be funny when we get to whips and you see what I'm making. But so I did a 3 needle bind off. And so to do that, to make sure it's still stretchy and goes over my head, I just went up a needle size. So that was one modification. The other modification is I made my armhole depth much longer than the pattern suggested. So the body is a size 4 and my arms are size 5. And my armhole here is 2 inches bigger than my size 4 suggested. So I could have really, I guess, knit a size 5 sweater, because then this part would have been even like, it would have been more oversized. This is not incredibly oversized. It does have positive ease on it, and it's not blocked yet. So I think once I block it, it'll have even more positive ease, but I could have done a size 5 and just had an oversized sweater, and I love like a very oversized sweater, and I like would have loved that. But I love how this turned out. It's so good. And just kind of like styling. Today I'm wearing it with jeans that I bought at a thrift store. And I'm wearing hand knit socks. I'm not sure if I want to show the hand knit socks. Those are zebra yarns, what I just flashed up. And it just feels to me so good to be like, from like a slow fashion perspective, to be wearing like my hand knit socks with my thrifted jeans and my handmade sweater. I love that life. I love that life so much. So really pleased with the sweater, really pleased with how it turned out. I don't really think I have much more to say about it. Yeah, I was just checking my notes. This is good. Okay, let's talk works in progress or whips. I have my work in progress in this. I guess it's looking a little dirty in the camera. I use this bag a lot. It's looking really dirty in the camera. It's a, what's it called? Knitter's backpack from Ritual Dyes. And Ritual Dyes is a yarn store in Portland, Oregon. It's part of the Rosa Yarn Crawl. I got this bag before they had their storefront, and I love it. And I don't use it just for knitting. I use it for all kinds of things, even when I'm traveling. Actually, when I'm traveling, it's really nice as a mom, like to like throw the toys in the airport and stuff that Matilda's playing with, and we gotta hop on the plane really quick. Like, I just love it. Okay, what am I knitting? What's my work in progress? It is a teddy belt bag. Essentially, picture this. I am knitting a fanny pack, or a belt bag as the kids say, and it is by Knitwear by Joan, Knitwear by Joan pattern. I don't have a picture of it. That's what I was looking for. You're gonna not see you're gonna have to use your imagination here, because I'm in the phase of knitting pieces. Look looking like a wreck right now. Okay, so here's one piece. So this is like a smooth knit, and then there's the purl bum, so stockinette. I knit this piece, and while this might look like the inside, this is actually the outside. And then this is the inside. And then there's this little lip, and this is where the zipper is gonna go, like one of the zippers. And I think I have another piece in here. This doesn't look like a lot of knitting, but this ended up being a lot of knitting for me because though there's two pieces that I will put together and sew together with these lips, and so the two zippers pieces will go in. I didn't read the directions well. So, Knitwear by Joan designed the pattern with an Aran weight boucle. I am using a Summer Camp Fibers DK weight boucle. So, had I read the directions like a little clearer, I would have realized that I needed to hold my boucle double. So my first go at this, I knit one of the sides of this fanny pack with holding one strand of boucle, one strand of iridescent kind of glitter, and one strand of worsted. And it looked good, but I was just kind of like, it wasn't super sturdy. And I was just thinking like, in terms of like putting things in it, like it would have worked, but it would have felt like floppy. When I went back and read the pattern very clearly, Shayla from Black Pearl Magic was reading her stories, and she had to rip out and do it. And I was like, it made me like go, huh. And I went back and read the pattern, and I was like, I'm doing it wrong. So I ripped it out. You know what's worse than fingering and mohair? Like ripping out, like if you've ever ripped out fingering and mohair, you know what I'm talking about. You know it's like an unpleasant experience. What's worse than ripping out fingering and mohair is ripping out boucle and glitter with sequins. Turns out that that is a very unpleasant experience. Everybody's like, put your mohair in the freezer. There's no freezer that's gonna help the sequin situation here. But anyway, so I persevered, I ripped it out, and now I have two pieces that I will eventually sew together. And you can see all these little ends kind of drive me wild here. But I can see it. There's, I can see it. I'm gonna, not quite ready to sew yet because I'm working on a third piece right now, which has been very fun for me. Has some double knitting. So this is, I need to do 14 inches of this. And I think that this will be like the base. Also so these pieces, I'm not gonna explain all of it, by the pattern. So this is very thick, and it's the base of the belt bag. And it needs to be 14 inches. I'm cruising. And then once I do that, I will do some sewing. And I have a zipper. Check this out. I want you to picture how cool this is gonna be. I need to like, check this out. Rose gold, okay? Like just picture this. Okay, this is the base. Picture this. It's gonna be just delightful. I am so thrilled about this situation. Like, it's gonna be good. So, I'm a little intimidated about putting the zipper in. I'm a little intimidated about sewing all this together. I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna learn some things. I'm already learning things. Like, I didn't know double knitting would be such a good base for this. But picture this. Rose gold zipper. I'm gonna be walking around with my fanny pack across my front like that. It's gonna be so amazing. I'm gonna use it a ton. It's gonna fit my phone, my chapstick. It's gonna be so good. I'm so pumped about it. And it's like, definitely like kind of the quirkiest thing I've ever made, but I actually, if I finish this, my reward for finishing this, I think will be to buy yarn to do another one, because I do want to make another one already, but I'm like, finish the first one, see if you can finish this, because there's some hurdles here, like sewing a zipper in. We'll see how I feel at the end of it, but I definitely have visions for more. Like I think a black one would be really cool, like a black fuzzy boucle one would be really cool. A pale pink one might be really cool. A hot pink one would be really cool. I'm not gonna knit all those belt bags, but like, that's where my heart is. So excited about it. And it's got all these like things, and it's like, I'm always worried about tangling. I just popped it in this bag. There's moments of this that are really good travel knitting, and there's moments of this that are not. So anyway, that's like my really cool work in progress. I have a second work in progress, and I'm not teasing you when I say this, but I can't show it to you. I have a secret test knit. Seriously, like I've never had a secret test knit. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know I've gotten into test knitting, and I love test knitting. So I'm test knitting a secret test knit. First one of those. I'm not supposed to talk about any part of it, so... But I wanted to mention that I'm knitting it because of two reasons. One, I think it's really cool. I have a secret test knit. I'm like so excited about that. And then two, like maybe I don't have a lot of knitting to show because I'm knitting something I can't show. So there's that. We are to the dream knitting section of the episode. So this week on Monday, I announced on Instagram that there's going to be a tank top make-along, which I've casually mentioned here on YouTube as well. And we're going to use the hashtag tanktopalong. It will go from May 1st until July 31st. So the 1st of May until the, not end of summer, but I feel like end of my summer because I'm a professor. That's why the channel is Professor Purl, side note. And I basically like, in August, I'm in school zone immediately, even though the university doesn't start back August 1st. As soon as August 1st hits, I'm like lesson planning, and so I feel like my summer ends July 31st, though not formally. So yeah, so during my summer, we're having a tank top make-along. And I really wanted to do it because like, I just have wanted to make a tank top for a long time, and like I like back burner it. It's like I'm gonna make this other thing instead, and I also am like, will I actually wear a knit tank top? And I just like do all these like kind of questions and then never do it, even though I like some knit tank tops. So I think the tank top make along was like initially kind of like, this will motivate me to make one. And so I announced on Instagram, and it was so well received. Like so many people reached out to me, so many people commented. Like I was not expecting that. To say, I basically was flabbergasted. I was like, what? So I'm excited that people are excited about the tank top along. And yeah, if you're going to participate, let me know if you're going to be participating. I'd love to know. So I'm basically definitely doing a tank top. I need to decide whether I'm going to be casting on the Mooncrush or the outline. I have the yarn for both. It's definitely happening May 1st. It's like we're wrapping up the end of the semester here. So yeah, I have like just final exam week left and grading. That's it. So I'm to celebrate ready to cast on May 1st. I'm thinking I haven't made any decisions about what's going to happen on May 1st, but I was thinking I would either kind of release a video about different tank tops I like. I thought about maybe doing a YouTube or an Instagram live. If you have opinions about that, please let me know. One really fun thing is that the designer, the Strict Chick on Instagram, reached out to me and offered to provide a discount for anybody interested in knitting the Davenport camisole, like 25% off. And so that code I will have below. I think it's Tank Mal with a capital T and and then capital MAL. And that code should work immediately now until the end of the Makealong. But I think I'm also going to create a Ravelry thread of discount codes in case anybody else provides any. And then I'll also keep them in the description bar below. And so if you can think of anything else that would be really fun for the Makealong, let me know. Oh, I forgot the most important thing. Also linked below this episode and on Ravelry will be a bundle of patterns in Ravelry that I've put together. What I did is anytime somebody commented a pattern like that they really like, I went and checked it out and decided whether or not to put it in my bundle on Ravelry. And so I've gone through Instagram comments and also YouTube comments and put together a bundle. Now maybe you are thinking, I suggested a pattern and you didn't put it in the bundle. Well, I used some discretion because one of the things I've noticed with the tank tops is that a lot of them are not size inclusive. And I think there's like a continuum of size inclusivity where like things are like blatantly like very size inclusive and then less. I don't think it's so like where you put things in like little corpuscular bubbles where it's like this is size inclusive and this isn't. I think there's like this continuum of it. And so that idea of like there being a continuum of size inclusivity like came up when I was trying to decide whether to put something in a bundle or not, because some things I just knew, no, I can't. Like I think some of the tank tops when people shared like the biggest size was a XL or a 2XL, and that's not size inclusive. And so I didn't bundle that. I don't want to promote that pattern. Whereas like other patterns, like would maybe go up to 4XL or 5XL. And so then I was thinking like, well, 3XL, 4XL, like it's not size inclusive, but it's not super inclusive either. So it's like more in that middle range. So basically I included kind of middle range to like on its way doing well kind of patterns. But if things were just like, 4 sizes, I didn't include them. I think like for me, and probably everybody's definition of size inclusivity varies, but for me, I feel like it's like 10 sizes, somebody with like a 60-inch, 65-inch bust, is there a space for them? Something like that. So that was my thoughts on the tank tops. So anyway, I hope that's helpful to you as you're like searching. I was talking to my friend Brenda and she had a really fun idea too, which is she's not sure that she's going to walk around just wearing a knit tank top. So she wants to make like a set. So she's looking for sort of like things that would look good together, like a cardigan and a tank top. Maybe sets already, like kind of patterns already exist, but she's kind of like making her own. And so I thought that was really fun. And yeah, so just let me know the things you're doing. It's fun to talk about. I think where I live, which is in the Pacific Northwest, though I haven't made a knit tank top and I've wondered about like, will I be able to wear it? We have really, really strange weather. Like it can be really cold in the shade and really warm in the sun. It's like definitely an environment where like you need to layer, you need to do lots of layering. And so I can see the benefits of a knit tank top. And so the first knit tank top I want it to be something that I could wear under a blazer or another cardigan, or I could layer for that reason, but also something I could wear on its own. So that's sort of my thought around my selection for a knit tank top. Anyway, I'm really excited about it, and it's definitely giving me something to look forward to for the end of the semester here. Welcome to the acquisitions portion of the episode. Technically, I could have shown something in whips, but it's looking really tiny that I was like, I can't call this a whip. It's literally like... And I'm also thinking about ripping it out and like kind of redoing it, making it absolutely perfect. So I'm not counting this as a whip. And I also am not enjoying how long of a cord I picked out. So there's a situation going. But Jessica from Purls Postulates invited me to her booth for kind of a meet and greet for the Flock Fiber Festival that will be the first week of August in Seattle. And so I was telling her it would be fun if I could like design and knit a shawl in a month, like May, test it June and July, and then like release it when I'm in her booth. So that's what I'm trying to do, which is ambitious, and I think I can do it. I have a very clear vision of what I want to do, which I think is helping. And so she provided yarn support for that, which is so generous, and I'm just so grateful and thankful. And so she sent me 2 skeins of yarn. This fingering, which I picked, was a 75-25, just because it had more yardage, which I thought would be nice for a shawl. And then this mohair. And the colorway is called I Lobe You, which is a pun towards the brain, which I love. So my vision is a crescent-shaped shawl with an I-cord edging. It's starting off with garter, but it'll have some like garter, feather, and fan, I'm hoping. And so it would be very ethereal with like fingering mohair back and forth. These are the same colorway though, different bases. So I'm really excited about it. So my thought is that it will be a shawl that is like just right, like not like so giant, but like not so tiny it doesn't stay around your neck. So like with these 2 going every other, that should create a really, like, I feel like decent sized shawl. And so I'm really excited about that, and I'm really enjoying that. So it's like sort of acquisitions, whip, stream knitting, like, yeah, it's kind of all of that. Welcome to the personal section of the episode. From this point forward, there will be no more knitting. So if you're here for the knitting and you liked any of the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're here for the personal stuff, thanks for staying around. So it's been like very dreary. It is spring, but like I'm looking out the window now and it's like raining and it's dark and gray, and like I feel like the sweater isn't even warm enough. It feels like winter. It feels like winter. And I'm ready for the sun. We've had some sunny days, and like last Friday was just incredible and super sunny, and we've taken advantage of them, and like I've enjoyed time outside, but it's also been really cold and rainy too. So like I said, it's the end of the semester, so I've been really busy. I think spring break was ending or had just ended last time I had recorded. Either way, I haven't been doing a lot of reading, but I did finish an audiobook that was incredible. I listened to The Dutch House by Anne Patchett that was narrated by Tom Hanks. It was so good. Let me rephrase that. It's a sad story, so it's not like good. Like I need to stop saying books are good. Like I need to say like what I'm feeling about them. What I'm saying is Tom Hanks, his narration was incredible. Like his narration was just a pleasure to listen to and very well done. And like I need to search his name and see what else he's narrated, because it just was so good. His narration. The story was really sad and dramatic, and yeah, and so I felt like captured by the story because I wanted to know what happened to the characters. It is a kind of very poignant story, and it's set in a space of like incredible privilege, but like also in some ways not. And so yeah, I'm glad I listened to that. This week, I had been struggling with some things at work, and I was having these really thank goodness I have my knitting. Thank goodness I have Matilda. Thank goodness I these appreciations, just things outside of work to be grateful for. And so I was sitting in the back of this, big auditorium, and I'm knitting. And all of a sudden, they announced my name, and I won an award. I won an award for, it's called Faculty Achievement for Research. So I won a university award, and I started to cry. I was crying down the aisle and running towards it. And I think it was just very divine, the universe. It just felt like a rainbow of encouragement, of hope. I don't know how else to say that other than it was the timing couldn't have been better for my encouragement. And so that's really uplifted me a lot this week. And it's not the award, it's more the timing and the people behind it that nominated me, that people would take time to encourage me. And so, I'm really thankful for that. Since I last recorded, we also had Easter. We celebrate Easter, and we just had a really good time. Matilda did a big Easter egg hunt in our town, really close to our house. We could walk to it, and when she went to the Easter egg hunt, she wore a sweater from my childhood, which I thought was really special. I remember wearing it as a child and loving it and actually crying when I outgrew it. And so to kind of full circle, still have those sweaters and to share them with Matilda, that was really cool. And it's I think that heirloom aspect of knitting that's really special. And so that was really fun. And I think that's it. And I guess before I go, I just would like to say thank you for being here so much and providing me community and a little life outside of work. I think I think sometimes I'm sure it's this in other careers, but academics, professors, we can get so all that matters is this little bubble of academia. And so for me, it's been so good for my mental health to also have this other thing, this hobby and this community of friends that are outside of work. And so that's been just really also uplifting. So thank you for that. And the other thing I'm really proud of, I think sometimes it can be really uncomfortable to say things you're proud of, about yourself, to the public, especially on YouTube. One thing I'm really proud of is that I'm wrapping up an academic year, and I did a really good job teaching. I'm not saying I was a perfect professor and perfect teacher or a perfect researcher, but I tried. I really did try my best, and I feel really proud of that. And I was able to still make time and space for some knitting and share it consistently on YouTube. And I am really proud that I was able to make time and space for myself in that way. I normally have an episode up every 2 weeks, but hopefully you'll see one up sooner than that because we have a Makealong. So if you want to keep up to date on the latest about the Makealong, make sure you're following me on Instagram or following the Ravelry thread, because I definitely know I'll be posting things there consistently, and I hope to have a tank top video out in a week or so. So we'll see. Happy knitting. Bye.